What's up, guys? I came in here to give like a VHP Engines like sellers fucking thingy update because so last couple eBay sales were from guys that watched the YouTube channel. Like I went on Instagram and I made like a little IGTV thing saying, "Hey guys, if you watch me on Instagram and you're buying from me, and you're deliberately searching out my shit because you're wanting to get something from me, please do it through social media. Go through PayPal or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I mean, not PayPal, that's obvious, that's whatever. I mean, like, go through social media like Instagram and Facebook or whatnot. Talk to me directly. eBay is a decent market for me. I make a little bit of steady money there from the VTech Killer stuff, but, you know, that's mainly for people who don't really know me. Like, that's for the passersby that I don't normally reach. So, yeah, it just helps me avoid paying an extra eBay fee or whatnot at the end of the month. Another thing is, too, guys, the fucking website. I was thinking about taking some things down the other day because I didn't think they were going to sell. And then today I get a random notification on through PayPal. Hey, you just received $780. I'm like, what the fuck for? Why would you send me money without telling me? And then I looked through and the website sold something. Wow. So I was surprised. And thank you for whoever you are. I'm assuming you're watching. If you bought from the website, you have to be watching because it's not like that's something that you would just find on your own, I think. So I was able to piece together a kit. It's already bought. I got the notification while I was at Walmart. I got home. I already got everything ordered. It's all pieced together and ordered out. I would expect it to be like a week or so before I get everything in hand. Guys, you got to remember, I'm pretty sure I talked about it when I talked about it, about the budget kits or whatnot for the turbo. I do not have enough money on hand to stock high dollar shit like that. So when you order something like that, assume it's going to be like a back order type deal. It's going to be about 2 weeks before you get it, and 2 weeks at the earliest because, like I said, I gotta kit everything together. On another thing too is, guys, I think, speaking about the website shit, pre-notch short blocks. I now have an address for the machine shop and whatnot, so I have an address and I have blocks on hand to send out, but because I don't have them pre-cut already in hand, I'm going to consider those on back order. Now, you can still order them from me now. You can still get them. And but I have to strip and clean these blocks first and then send them out. And then it's a week to get out, a couple days to get out to where they're going to go to get the machine work done. And then from there to you. So it could potentially be, depending on what time in the week you order, 2 to even 3 weeks to get one. Now, again, you can order them and I will send them out within a week, but it's still the turnaround time and everything. So eventually, hopefully it gets to the point, guys, where I can stock like 2 or 3 of these on hand, and then we won't have to worry about turnaround time like that. It'll be like you order it and then I can ship it almost immediately. And same thing with CSS blocks. Right now I've been, drowning a little bit, and this whole weekend, like I even took off today from work because I was working all throughout the night and into the early morning to finish the single cam. And so right now I'm behind. I'm not behind anything on anymore. I've got everything caught up, but I still have an immense amount of work because there's a lot of blocks I have to strip apart, strip down, and clean so that they can be used for whatever. But I would like to get, I've been talking about it a lot, CSS blocks. I think at this point I do have the money to send out at least one, but it's just the time to get to it because the one I'm eyeballing to send out, I need to strip down. So another thing I just want to leave off real quick with, guys, if you're wanting to buy from me, I mean, I love that somebody bought through the website. That was cool. So for certain things like the turbo kit, you kind of have to. You don't really have to, but it makes it a little easier for me because the details are already there. You can choose. But if you want to buy from me right now, just come to me directly, please. That way I know exactly the details of everything you're expecting and wanting to get. Of course, the website is great. The website right now, the way I feel about more is like it's a browsing tool. You can go there and check things out. And I might need to update a couple of things on prices. The turbo kit, fortunately, that was proper price. But there's some things I think like on blocks that need to be updated, like the notch block, the D series one. I think I have it listed at $400 right now, and that's not the actual price. The price is $500. I had to boost it up a little bit, guys, and I'm sorry about that. Things like that might happen. That's why I tell all you guys that want to come to VHP Engines for Business, man, the earlier and the sooner you come, the better. you do that shit that you come through me now, because as I'm learning things, I have to adjust on prices because I'm taking too big of a hit in certain areas and certain places, right? Also, guys, if you come to me directly and you let me know that you're buying, I can put you directly in my books. Instead of putting you down as just an item sold, I can open up a tab with your name and your address, and I can view your entire payment history with me and view your shopping history with me. And every once in a while, like if you go to get a high dollar item or whatever, or if you've bought a whole bunch of times from me, like a small stuff, then I can shoot you a discount or throw you something extra. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm not getting any like new content, like as far as info dump wise. But it's like, again, like the last time I had a whole bunch of topics, it was that one I dropped in like an almost hour-long video. It was a whole bunch of things there. But it wasn't, wasn't really broadly well received. I think it was like 200 views the last time I checked at it. It is what it is, guys. A lot of my focus and attention has been just keeping up with work and planning for the future and seeing where I can diversify. I think the next item that I'd like to try and present to you guys on, like, somewhat have like a little stockpile of it, just testing the waters, is decapped K-Series injectors. I know I've pointed out a couple times the success that Kenny had with them. Also, Mike over at eBay Turbo decapped his injectors for his Vitara build and said he liked the results or whatnot. So that's just I'm always trying to think of little things I can throw onto the list of the catalog here. And, of course, as more money flows through VHP engines, then that's more things I can add. Also, the more often people buy, the more things I can add to my little catalog. Eventually we'll get to the point where I can start stockpiling shit. Right now, the only thing I can afford to stockpile are short blocks because I get them at a decent price for the most part. So I got short blocks on hand. I would like to get to the point where I can broaden my horizons and start stockpiling more shit, but we're just not there yet. But if stuff like the more people that buy, then of course again more money flows in, and then the sooner I can get some things. Of course, the engine side of shit will be my priority and my focus. The things I can imagine that I would stockpile first, is just more engine stuff like pistons, rods, bearings, and shit like that, because eventually if I can have shit like that on the side already, it'll drastically cut down turnaround time. So I feel bad for a couple of guys that, they're like, I want an engine, I want it quick. And I'm like, yeah, but there's not really much I can do about that. I have to get the money, at least a chunk of a down payment from you. And then I got to put those parts on order and then get the parts, and then got to wait for the weekend to start. So, right now, I think, despite Alfred's build and its special circumstances there, I think builds are averaging about 3 to 4 weeks on turnaround time, because that's, putting the parts in order, getting the parts on hand, getting everything prepped and ready to go, and actually spending the time to do the build and then shipping everything out. I was going to say, I lost it. Oh, right now, I think the only block that's been sent out, that's been taking a long time is the Moon block, the K24, and that's because I think the pistons were completed last week and sent out. So I don't know where Jeff is at on the machine work, but I'm gonna check in with him tomorrow. I'm gonna send an email up there and see where we're at, see if we got the pistons in hand, see how long the turnaround is gonna be. Guys, the machine shop turnaround is always as a lot. Like, I had somebody ask me the other day, what's the time frame looking like? I'm like, anytime I need to do machine work, you just assume it's a month, because there's always a line. Now, Jeff told me if I send him a block for CSS, that he'll push me up in the line to get done sooner. But and I think he told me 3 weeks or less last time. And this last time around, I know we had the K24 up there for a while now, but that's not really his fault, because we had to wait for the pistons to come in. So, and that's another thing too, guys. Unless you send me pistons, I have a go-to person that I'm getting pistons from, and a lot of people are using them right now, and I've talked about them a bunch of times. It's Tron pistons. Those are the pistons I'm going to get. If you have something that you want specifically, you have to buy them yourself and send them out. But the good and the bad thing is, good thing is a good quality piston at a good affordable price. Bad thing is sometimes they don't have some stock on the shelf. They have to make them, so they're gonna make them for you. So some of these times these pistons are a case by case made base, because a lot of the big guys are out there buying these pistons, dude. So that's the only issue there. So if we're looking for a fresh born home, which is going to be the majority of work nowadays, Then we gotta potentially wait for pistons to be made, and then wait for the machine shop, whether that's gonna be CSS or just a standard bore and hone. Oh, okay. And I am working towards getting set up with a new machine shop locally. I say local, like relativistically, because the guy's a 30-minute drive for me. But I'm trying to test the waters with another machine shop to see how long the turnaround time is going to be and stuff like that. All right, guys. So just a little newsy update for VHP engines on the business side. I know that I've said multiple times in the channel that I didn't try to start this to make money off you guys, but I do eventually want a shop of my own. And you guys supporting is fantastic, and y'all making a huge difference in my life. You guys are helping me get to the point where I can do the things I want to do, like I can do the dream. And it's just one of those things where I almost got into an argument with my boss today because I had to leave. I called out of work. That's a whole other thing. It's personal shit. The guy was being a dick. I like the dude. My boss is cool, but he was a dick. He's trying to change company policy to see that we all have to work holidays no matter what if we're scheduled for it. And yes, they're going to give us double time, but at this point, the money I could potentially make off of finishing an engine here is more than I'm going to make off of double time. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support and everything you do. Also, don't forget, if you want to buy and you're looking for a discount, Patreon is there. Hit up Patreon, guys. Even $1 a month subscription will get you a decent fucking discount. I still haven't worked out 100% of the kinks on what I'm going to do for if you're buying something that's over $1,000, I think it's still a flat rate difference of like a $100 discount if you're a patron. I think $100 is a decent amount of money to fucking save, especially for a $12 a month pledge or $12 a year pledge. So guys, there are ways to get to make this more cost effective for you guys. You can make payments and there are discounts available. So check that out. Hit me up if you're curious about anything. If you're on that window shopping, guys, and you want to just get an idea, that's what the website's for. Even if I haven't updated everything to the correct price, it still gives you an idea, ballpark of what you're looking if you're going to buy something from me. And if you want to talk business and you feel very confident that you're going to be doing something in the near future, then feel free to hit me up. There was a guy I had a decently long conversation with, but he seemed like he was pretty genuine, like the way he's talking. Generally, I can spot the people who just wanting to time waste and not to. And I'm not saying it's like as a way to be cocky or anything, guys, but I have been extremely busy, and I don't have a receptionist. And even though my wife would be willing to talk for me, she doesn't know shit about this. So there's not really much. I'd rather not take time away to talk to somebody who's not ready to do something. Please. Again, there are places you can go to check out prices to get a general idea of the ballpark. So that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and peace.